Welcome to Community Bible Baptist Church and our nurseries here. My name is Jenny Farley. We're located in Pinellas Park, and I just want to take a couple minutes to share with you some of our policies and procedures that have worked well for us in our nursery ministry. I am not an expert, but I have a couple of years of experience. A lot of these things were handed down to me by other people, and I just want to take a couple minutes to share those things with you. The nursery is extremely important, and I hope through this video you will see the importance of it, keeping an environment that is safe and secure for the little ones that attend your church, so that the visitors feel comfortable leaving their kiddos when they come for the very first time. We have the opportunity to share Christ with these kids, some of their very first times coming to church, and we give that very first impression of Jesus, and I consider it an honor to be a part of that, and I hope that you will learn something from this video. When a visitor comes to drop off their child for the first time, I have them fill out the paperwork that is listed in the corner here. Just some obviously simple questions about their phone number, those types of things. Then I would write down the child's name and their phone number and put it on the child's back, so that if we do need to contact the parent, we are able to do that during the service. Workers are to text the parent if they do need the parent for whatever reason. If it's an emergency, we do have a security team that would be able to go in and get that parent out of the service. When a regular attender comes to drop off their child, I have a check-in worker that is here, and they would check in the child. So I'm just going to show that to you in action. And so they would just be selected, and then a name tag would be printed off for them. This name tag, as you can see, has both parents' phone numbers. If they're ever needed for whatever reason, that makes it very easy for all the workers to be able to access that very quickly. If the child has any kind of special need or a special allergy, I would have that listed on there as well, so that that can be just very easily visible if needed. This first sticker, once it's printed, can be placed on the child's back, and then the second sticker can be torn in half, one half placed in the shoe slot, and then the other one can be used to be given to the parent. When the child is dropped off, I would fill out this piece of paper with the name and date, and then just ask the parents if they have any specific instructions for that particular service, whatever that may be. I also have here a binder that I would fill out and put in any of those visitor slips. It's nice to have a paper copy of those, because you never know when the technology may fail and we might not have the parent's number. It's nice to have a hard copy of that as well. Our nurseries here are secure, which is amazing. The parents that come to drop off their kids, especially the visitors, they have appreciated this more than I could have ever imagined, that we do have a secure system. The parents are not permitted to go past this door. Only those who are background checked can go through this hallway. This is our infant nursery. Beyond that would be our 1- and 2-year-old nursery, and then our third room is for the 3-year-olds. As a child is dropped off and comes into the room, before that they would take off their shoes. There are no shoes permitted in the nurseries, and that second slip, as mentioned before during the check-in process, the second slip would go in the cubby with their shoes, so that when it comes time for pickup, we know whose shoes belong to whom. As we transition in here, I would drop off this paper inside with the workers. I would give any instructions that were listed on this and given to me specifically by the parent regarding the child, whether it be when they last ate, that type of thing that would have been listed on the paper. I like to also verbally give that to the workers, and then I put the paper on there, and they would use this to write down any diaper changes, that type of thing. Some workers like to write something really sweet about the child on this paper, which is just a nice added touch when the parent picks up their kid to see how their child did that day. As we transition over here and bring the child's bag, I have labels for all the children, and I definitely encourage the workers to label any cups that come in. We label those with a Sharpie. It easily washes off, so that I've never had any parents get upset about that or anything like that. But it's very important that everything gets labeled. Nobody wants to look through the window and see their child drinking from another kid's cup or something like that. So that is something that is definitely important. I just wanted to share a few of our diaper changing procedures with you. We do have a roll that I put on here, and every time a child is changed, we put a new roll out, just for the sake of cleanliness. There's hand sanitizer here. I ask that all the workers sanitize their hands after they change a diaper. I also have gloves in there. I do not require that the workers use those, but if they choose to, they are more than welcome to use those. I also have diapers of various sizes that we keep stocked, just in case if children come without a diaper, and a handful of extra clothes as well, because we never know when there's going to be an accident. I have also asked that the workers not use the wipes that are typically brought in the children's bags, because sometimes those don't end up getting back in there, and it's a horrible situation if you're a mom and you're out and you need a bunch of wipes and they're not in the bag. So I just ask that they strictly stick with the ones that are in the drawer. Those are water wipes, so nobody should have any kind of a reaction to those. As we come into the 1 and 2 year old room, I have a schedule that is followed very loosely. I encourage the workers to follow this loosely. It is not something that is very regimented, because I understand if you have crying children or visitors that are struggling to adjust, I would much rather than make sure that those ones are loved on than follow a schedule. But it just kind of helps to guide through the service time, so that there's different things to do. I have on here just a snack and craft and different things like that. We do have a curriculum that we use, and I will show that to you in a moment. For snack time, we offer animal crackers and goldfish. When children are checked in for the very first time, I would ask if the children have any allergies to any of those things. And then we simply offer water, and I have little small cups for those. I try to keep it as simple as possible. It is very important if a child does bring their own snack, that they do not share those with other children, because there can be allergies, of course, and then if the child shares it with someone else, the parent might think that they ate it themselves, and then they'll wonder why they're hungry later. It's just very important that they only eat their own snacks that are. This is the curriculum that we use in the 1 and 2 year old room and the 3 year old room. It's from Regular Baptist Press, and we found it to be very age appropriate and very user friendly. I have a lot of workers that work in several different ministries, so they might not have a lot of time to sit down and prepare a lesson. So it is very user friendly for those who maybe don't have a lot of time to be able to prepare something. It also includes a craft and coloring pages, and the kids all really seem to enjoy that. We also have TVs in each of our nurseries. Those are strictly for the live stream that we have, so that the workers can see when the service is nearing the end and maybe be able to tune in just a little bit. We do not use those for watching any kind of TV. I like it that the kids can play and learn those Bible stories one-on-one from a worker. In the infant room, at the odd time, they do have a couple of little kiddo videos that they like to play. There's like an aquarium that you can find on YouTube, and some of the kids, if they're crying, they will just get locked right into that, and it will calm them down. So I am totally okay with that. I also ask the workers that they never are obviously scrolling through social media. If it's a nursery related question, they have to ask a parent. They can obviously do that, but it's very important that they are engaged with the children the whole time that they are in the nursery, so that the parents just know that we have their kids in a safe environment. At the close of the service, typically around the time of invitation, I would come back into the nurseries here and get ready for pickup. I would get all the bags, their shoes ready to go, that type of thing, and then just make sure that all the diapers have been changed. If the workers need any help with that type of thing, obviously we want to make sure that everyone gets either checked or changed before they are headed home. It is extremely important that the parents who drop off the kids are the same ones who pick them up. So we make sure that it is either the check-in person that is making sure that they get with the worker or the runner, and just make sure that that transition is very smooth. We also have those slips, the second slip that is given there, that can be used for the parent to bring back to pick up their child. We do not do that currently because it is always typically the same person that would be doing drop-off and check-in. When parents pick up their children, I like to always try to say something positive about the child's stay in the nursery. If there is ever something negative that happened, I try to keep that as positive as possible, and I try to make it where the nursery worker is telling me personally, and I would speak to the parent, just so I'm very careful in how that is worded. It is very important that we word that correctly. All of our cleaning products are kept in a locked cabinet. The only thing that I really require the workers to do before they leave at the close of the service is to use just a spray cleaner. This is actually a chemical-free cleaner, so they can just spray that. It air dries, which is really nice that it doesn't actually have to be wiped off, and then they can just be on their way. I also have a vacuum here that if any crumbs are left, I do ask that they vacuum those and take out the trash. I come in personally once a week and wipe down all the toys. I clean those with microfiber cloth that will disinfect anything that could possibly make any of the kiddos sick, so we try to keep all those germs at bay. Here is a sample schedule. I send this out once a month, and about 5 to 7 days before the next month, I do ask that if any workers would like any time off, if they're going on vacation, that they let me know prior to that time. You'll notice on the schedule that, especially in the infant nursery, I have RG beside there. We have a handful of older ladies who maybe can't pick up a child, or they are not able to change diapers, but they are more than willing to rock a baby to sleep or comfort a child who is crying. That is what this would be for, and I so appreciate those ladies who are able to serve in that capacity. If a worker does find that they are not going to be able to make it to their scheduled time slot, I do ask that they swap with someone who is on the nursery schedule for a similar time slot. That just makes things transition a little bit more smoothly, and they just let the service leader, who is the check-in person, let them know if that changed. I do ask that the workers are here 15 minutes, no less than 15 minutes prior to the service. This just helps with those who have to get to different ministries, such as choir or teaching a Sunday school class, and they can be on time for those ministry days. It is very vital that we have everyone here on time so that they can drop off their kids accordingly. If a worker does find a couple days before or even on their way to church that they're not able to make it, I do ask that they look at the schedule and they switch with someone else that is maybe on their same service, that type of thing. It just makes things transition more smoothly. I do have listed on that schedule as well, the first person that's listed is the person who will teach the lesson for that week. The second person is often a teenager, and they offer a lot of help to our nursery workers, and we do appreciate our teen girls who help in the nursery as well. I do ask that the workers are here no later than 15 minutes before. That is extremely important because we have a lot of parents who are dropping off kids who are transitioning to other ministries. They might be in choir, they might be serving in some other capacity, and they have to get to those ministries on time. So it is very important that the workers are here at their designated. The nursery ministry is one that is certainly done behind the scenes. So I have found a couple of ways to show appreciation to the workers. Goes a really long way. We have done here at the church a nursery workers appreciation luncheon. We also combine that kind of with a training for the workers. And then when I send out the nursery schedule once a month for a whole year, I would send out a gift card to a random selected winner. I've sent out cards before, just individually showing appreciation to those workers. I feel that just a little touches here and there do go a long way. I hope this video will be a blessing to you and will be useful in your service in your nursery ministry.